Success of an entrepreneur.
We've raised the bar.
Learn firsthand from successful business owners and create your own path to success.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
It's time to hit the road to growth with team lead of the Enriquez Group, Realtor Vinny.
Hi, Realtor listeners. Today I have Sujan Sarkar. He is the owner of OneLittleWeb SEO platform. Thank you, Sujan, for being here today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm quite excited.
Okay, before we get it, I think most people probably know what SEO stands for, yet can you kind of walk us through SEO and what your company does?
Well, SEO as in search engine optimization. So these are, some procedure or activities that actually helps, website grow organically from, getting traffic from search engines. So our company, OneLittleWeb, over here we provide, SEO link building services, managed SEO service, content writing, and everything that involves in the process to help a client get successful with their search engine traffic, or traffic from Google, Yahoo, Bing, or any other search engines possible, right?
Well, and I think one of the things that we're going to get into, I'm based out of in California, United States, in San Diego, and I know probably a lot of people listening. Mm-hmm. They probably get people reaching out to them about if they own a company about SEO, right? Mm-hmm. And you're out of Bangladesh, and so that basically that border right there is probably something that a lot of people, okay, who do I talk to? Who do I reach out to? I'm getting so many calls. Some of these are just going to be scams. How does that work into your business?
Well, definitely. It was not easy journey, and OneLittleWeb started back in later 2019. So it's been more than 2 years. We're into this business. We started off zero client base. Now, up until this point, as we speak, we have more than 600 clients we served. We have hundreds of portfolios that we helped our clients with. Succeeding with their search engine needs. So, ranging from 1,000 traffic to millions of traffic is what we're talking about, for our clients' cases. So whether it's a local business, whether it's any other niche, any affiliate website, or anything, you are online. So basically, we have worked with pretty much all the possible industries. So, and essentially, when we started off, the journey has been very difficult. Basically, we didn't have much of a clear idea who our clients were, where to target, how to get them, or how to get them trust our service. Because as we're operating here in Bangladesh, we have our staffs and crews, our employees and human resources all based in here mostly. Yes, now we have writers, proofreaders, and editors mostly working with us from around the globe. So whether it's from Philippines, India, USA, Canada, and some other parts of the world as well. So but when we started off, basically all of us were based in Bangladesh. So basically, it was difficult for us to, first of all, finding the right fit of candidates or people who to serve our clients, and then we had to put together all the training materials or everything possible to make our people ready to serve the native people, right? Definitely the people that we are recruiting over here are not native English speakers. So meaning we have a certain tone of writing or certain way of communications, but we had to make sure we find the right people who can serve better with the native English audience. Now, this part of the business was anyway resolved. Then we had to face another stereotypical issue where we had to convince the English audience or native English audience that we can deliver real results. So we didn't have much of a portfolio. We didn't have any successful website. Maybe a couple of those we actually did for ourselves, but we didn't have many clients, vouching or maybe talking about our service back in the time. So, every time when we reached out to a client, or maybe a client reaching out to us, maybe for a discovery call, we had a lot of a skeptical issue where our client was just standing on the back foot that whether we should be able to pull this off for the client. But over the time, basically we have 99% basically success rate on shoppers approved, where we have more than 50 reviews from real clients. We have we have different publications, different journals. We have been to many international events, and we have I think hundreds of successful websites that we are working with, and now we can literally show people that yes, we mean real business and we can deliver real results, whether we are operating from Bangladesh or some other part of the world.
Well, let's rewind. I mean, a young Sujan, was he into technology growing up, or who was the young Sujan?
So what was it again?
Who were you at a young age? Were you into computers before you started the work? What were you doing?
Okay. Well, I think I started off back in 2009. Trying to figure out what to do and how to make a living out of online. So basically, back in the time when I was looking for getting my graduation completed from the university with my self expense. To maintain my own expenses. So basically, I was trying to figure out a living out of internet. So I learned a lot of things in the process, whether it's SEO and affiliate marketing, advertising, and a lot of other things in the process. So, and then I stumbled upon this beautiful technique of creating niche websites or affiliate websites, where I made I think I made at least few successful websites, and I flipped them for more than 6 figures, and then realized the proven strategy, or the strategy how it works, making websites successful in terms of content strategy, keyword research, or maybe making backlinks for those to be able to pull off search engine ranking. So once I had get a hang of it, I then realized maybe I should start with an agency, because when I was doing it all by myself for our own websites. Basically, I got to know some of the English friend of mine, reaching out and talking to me about their search engine needs and requirements, maybe taking some helps and advice over the time. So they somehow it got me interested, or they actually asked me to help them with the process. And then probably I started giving some personal level service initially, and they saw some good results with the efforts that, or maybe the suggestions and efforts that I made into the process. And then basically I started with this company, and now this is how it goes.
So let me rewind. So when you first started, you were building websites, and you built a website that you're able to sell for 6 figures.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Okay. And 6 figures, are you talking about pounds? Are you talking about euros? You're talking about dollars?
It's dollars. Yes.
Okay, dollar. All right. So, and then how are you interacting? I mean, are you going to networking events? Are you doing social stuff with, you said you had some English friends? I mean, how are you meeting those people?
When we are creating or into a certain zone, let's say whether it's in a niche website building, so we have some communities, Facebook groups, Reddit, subreddits. So basically, all these communities where we hang out, we share our opinions. We probably interact with people. People have different questions related to those niche or industry, and then we share our thoughts and experience in the process. And then people sometime get to know each other in private chat. So that's how we interact with English friends, or around the globe, basically. From it's not just limited to US, Canada, or UK, Australia. It's across the world. Basically, we have a lot of friends from India, Pakistan, or some of the other neighboring countries. So yeah, basically through the communities.
So more organically, there wasn't a set plan of networking with other countries. It was more just organically growth.
Right. I
Correct.
mean, yeah, kind of, just trying to educate myself. I mean, always you need to be hanging out with smarter people than who you are, so that you can actually, better educate yourself, to be successful in a certain niche or certain area that you are already in. So that was the objective initially, to actually hang out with, smarter people, getting involved into the community, exchanging opinions, whether I share some of the thoughts or experience would help some of the starters, and I would also take some suggestions from someone who already did better than what I am doing now, right? So this is how the process started, in terms of networking, basically. Yeah.
And then as you're growing your own personal business, what was the
Mhm.
process of actually bringing people on to build this agency?
Well, initially, when we started off, we were reaching out over email outreach. We were trying to reverse engineer some of our competitors and see how they bring in more businesses. So we figured out advertising would be one of the strategies. Maybe partnering up with shoulder niche companies would be one of them. Another strategies, and maybe reaching out to influencers would be another idea. So basically, we tried and tested all the possible avenues, but I would say advertisement on Facebook, Google has been the Kickstarter for us.
Yep.
And moving forward, we partnered up and maybe had different collaborations with some industry influencers. I've been to Niche Pursuits podcast, so which is one of the renowned podcasts in the SEO niche. So and also, we have, as I've said, we have been, I mean, we participated in different global events. Well, let's say, some of the online e-summit was one of the I think conference hosted by Search Engine Journal, that we were one of the sponsors of the event. And then this year we have been to Affiliate World Global, which held in Dubai this year. So we have been one of the sponsors there as well. And now that we are serving more than 600 clients as we speak now, so we have a lot of referrals coming in, as in word of mouth. We have a lot of satisfied client, maybe giving their friends reference about our service. So this is how it's growing.
Wh- And how are you finding employees for your company when you were first starting?
Oh, okay. So as I've said, locally over here, we had to go to different job platforms and give advertisements that we are up for, hire and recruitments, and then we had to go through extensive monitoring process to make sure we find the right talent. So initially, finding the, let's say, leads and managers who will be making sure, initially when I started off, basically I had just a couple of my fellow co-founders. So we three basically were taking care of most of the tasks in terms of employee hiring, to taking care of the clients, I mean, bringing in clients, and then order fulfillment and a lot of things. And then we hired some key individuals with some higher salaries and benefits, and we made sure they are the one who will be the next superstars or managers for ourselves. And then when we started hiring better talents for us ourselves, so basically that's when probably they took care of most of the task, where we needed talents for the job specifications or job needs.
I mean, we talked about it earlier about the idea that there's the perception of kind of uncertainty, some scams, things like that, and how you've
Mhm.
able to kind of overcome those by kind of growing locally and then kind of expanding kind of more internationally. Where do you think that perception comes from?
Uh, well, as I've said, let's say when we had to face discovery calls. So as I've mentioned, we used to reach out to a client over the email, right? So probably, we give them some offer. Let's say we want to take care of your SEO, or we want to make some backlinks for you, or maybe we want to come up with a strategy that works for you. So now essentially we were people, we're people from our end, as in brown skinned people. So I personally faced some issue, and that's the reason basically I had to come up with this conclusion, because when I faced those clients, basically they asked, okay, where are you from, and can you do this and that, you don't look like a native, so do you think you can, the content you're going to be generating, it's going to be the same tone or same level of communications that you can pull off, or that you can bring in, that our clients need or our audience needs, right? So and some, there has been some times when we were charging, let's say, whatever the products we have, let's say our least product cost is $50, which is a content writing service, and then we have a backlink service, which would be, the maximum backlink cost would be $500 for one backlink. In between, we have different packages, and we have monthly plans as well. Now, when we're charging this high, so definitely they would they would want to see how the content is going to look like, or maybe whether the price that we're asking for is going to be justified in terms of value or service that we provide. So and then the Upwork or Fiverr, these are the communities where people could essentially find some cheap livers, which essentially would deliver some I don't know, spam backlinks or something like that. So that is the perception, where the that is the perception that we had to face, because where on Upwork or maybe some other platforms, people are giving very competitive or even cheaper prices. So basically they stereotyped, or maybe they thought maybe what we provide service at the same level that they get from Upwork or maybe some other platforms. But where in reality, the level of backlinks or the content that we generate, these are all research driven, and we have a lot more acquisition cost in terms of backlinks, or in terms of fulfillments, because the resources that we hire here, we have to pay them higher because of the standard or the quality they have. At the same time, the level of editors or editorial process or proofreading process that we have to go through, we have to hire natives to make sure the fact checking is proper, or maybe some other let's say tone, or any other aspects possible is up to the standard. So basically the cost of operation is higher on our end, because we need to make sure the level of quality or the service is up to the native standard, right? So now if someone compares our service with some random service from Upwork or some individual level service providers, so that will be a different game. But ours is better in terms of quality and value, so that cost us higher, and would definitely cost better on clients end, because quality comes with better price.
So you're saying that probably the biggest misconception is based off of a lower quality of work, but a lower quality of price, and that's kind of what you have to compete with.
um I think, yeah. The perception people get from, let's say, people from Indian subcontinent are offering cheap labors, or a reasonable. Probably yes, cheap labor would be the right term, I guess, not reasonable. So they get it from Upwork or some other places, so they think, well, all other services found in Asia, Indian subcontinent, or maybe in Bangladesh, India, or Philippines, Pakistan would be similar level, is not what the perception should be. I think you know
What's the perception like for your like family when they look at you building a business? I mean, is it something that's like pushed by the older generation that you should be starting your own thing, or is it more of a salary based, or do you, when you look at that, is there a perception of what the younger generation should be doing?
Um, Well, definitely, if someone can make a business, is definitely perceived to be better than doing a job of their own, because it's not always the salary, it's the respect, it's the self fulfillment feeling. I mean, on our end, you can make a living or standard living for yourself, and at the same time you can help a lot of young fellows working under your supervision, and making or I mean you're making some employment opportunities for the country or for country's betterment. So this is definitely perceived to be better idea. And everyone nowadays, I mean, this is a global world now. It's I mean, if access to information is open to everyone, people from anywhere could get access to all the possible good resources to make good living, regardless of the geographic positions, right? So definitely nowadays people are more into entrepreneurship, trying to make a business for themselves, and maybe which will definitely give them a sense of fulfillment, at the same time a sense of respect. And it's something I think younger fellows and younger people will be pursuing.
Where do you, I mean, you've talked about a kind of expansion and kind of growing your business. Where do you see your business going in the next 5 years?
Well, I think OneLittleWeb is now at the point where one of the top competitors to any of the search engine, I mean SEO and link building service providers in the niche or in the industry. So but we don't want to get ourselves limited to just search engine or link building service provider. We want to expand it to I think in a 360-degree digital marketing service, or or any other expansion possibles, where we could be one of the leading marketing agencies around the world.
What what other, I mean, what other platforms then are you looking through? If you're talking about marketing agency, I mean, you've talked about backlinks and SEO. I mean, what other
Mhm.
avenues do you want to make a focus in the market agency?
Well, we have a different business already. We are working on SaaS development. We have a different wing where we are producing. We're working on some of the promising SaaS projects. We have another wings where we are working on setting up a media company, where we will have hundreds of website portfolios of our own, where we'll be making millions of traffic to those websites, and probably monetize them with targeted advertisement opportunities. We have another service going on where we're providing marketing suggestions and marketing strategies to international clients, which is now part of the service, but probably we can set this as a separate and full-fledged business, where we'll be giving our clients a complete walkthrough and helping them from A to Z of these operations, where they will get a required amount of traffic to their business. So let's say someone is willing or looking forward to getting 1 million traffic per month basis. So we would like to help a client come and talk to us, and get the strategies planned out with our expert supervision, and then set a roadmap from that point, and then doing everything that it requires to get a million traffic for their website, and then execute everything possible. Probably we want to work with them closely for about a year or two, and then make sure they get there where they want it to be, and then we go from there. Probably if the client want us to help them with probably multiple of their resources, probably we can help them with the process. Or if they want to take an exit, with the project that we already helped them with, they can do so. So basically, this is another thing. So I've already mentioned three or four things going on, but probably as time goes by, probably there will be more avenues where we would like to invest, where we would like to maybe um, you know um, give it a try and see how it goes, and how we can actually do better in that area too.
It sounds off of kind of the expansion that you're doing. The core still is SEO. I mean, how do you, and SEO is constantly changing of how Google picks up the website. So how are you and your team staying up to date on the new algorithms?
Well, I mean, as you are already into this business, I mean, we are. So we are, connected to different, we are constantly following the trending websites, Google portals, or maybe YouTube channels from Google, and having our fellow website get in touch in different communities, and then discussing different things and strategies, and watching and keeping an eye on every possible updates from Google, learning what are the changes been made, what is the update about, and how that's going to affect. And as I've mentioned, we have different portfolios already, so we can always keep track of things, as in the websites, whether this has been hit harder with the latest update, or it has gotten a reward. Let's say last month, on 25th, I mean May 25th, there has been an update from Google, and as soon as the update rolled out, so we quickly checked all the possible resources under our supervision, and saw if there has been any changes, or any drop in terms of traffic. And if there has been some cases, probably one of the client that we recently onboarded didn't actually, I mean, just recently signed up this month. They were making 50,000 traffic for their website a month. Now it dropped to roughly about 30,000 traffic per month after the Google algorithm update. So we figured out some strategies already for the client, and already created some roadmap for that for the client. Now we are working into the implementations, probably in about 3 to 4 months or 6 months max time, the client's website will definitely get back to better position than it was before the update.
Well, thank you, Sujan, for being here on the Road to Growth podcast today. If someone's listening and they're looking to get more information about your company, or they're looking to see how they can incorporate some better SEO to their platform, what's the best way of getting more information?
Well, if someone is willing to know more about our service, can visit our website, OneLittleWeb.com. Over there, they can book a meeting with me or my team to find out how OneLittleWeb works, and then we can go from there. They can shoot us an email. It's admin@onelittleweb.com, or Sujan@onelittleweb.com is where they can shoot an email. Where we have a trial, a trial order where our client can check out our service. As in, we are offering a DA40 backlink with the purchase of, I mean, it's a complimentary backlink with the purchase of DA50. So with the price, I mean, with the payment of $349, someone is getting roughly about $550 worth of backlink. So with this trial order, basically someone can see how we operate and how it works with OneLittleWeb. And if they're happy to move further, we can go from that point. If someone is not happy anyway at any given moment, so we will give it money back without a question asked.
Well, again, thank you so much. I'm going to finish off one last question.
Sure.
What's something that you wish you knew before you started the market agency that you know today?
Well, probably if I think I have already I'm in the right path, I guess. Probably I would have, so I mean I would like to, probably I would have wanted to get started with media company initially if I had the budget or if I had the resources in the first place. Now that I already started with this, and so I'm happy with this. Probably I cannot wait to accelerate this and get it to the level that I'd like to get it.
Well, again, thank you so much. I think for everyone listening right there, I mean, if you listen to the conversation, so John talked about there's a perception of different things out there, but you have to start at your core. If it's locally, if it's the people around you, and slowly expand. Do great work for them, expand to the next group, expand to the next group, expand for the next group. I mean, sometimes some people take too big of a bite out of an apple, and they have to kind of go back to square one. So I think for anything you're doing out there, maybe if it's a market you're looking to get into, focus on your niche first before you expand to something bigger. Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe, please share, and go in the show notes and find Sujan. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much.